Chapter 8, Contemporary Online Legal Research. One of the great benefits of computer technology for legal practitioners is computer-assisted legal research, which is called CALR. It allows legal professionals, including paralegals, to locate, download, and print out court cases, statutory provisions, and other legal documents within minutes without leaving their desks. Another advantage is that new case decisions and changes in statutory law are entered almost immediately into certain online legal databases, especially Westlaw and Lexis, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Internet research is great, but you must navigate through vast numbers of internet resources until you find the information you're seeking. The internet is similar to an enormous library that has no centralized comprehensive card catalog. So in place of a card catalog, researchers like us use browsers, guides, directories, and search engines. And the idea behind this chapter is to give you an idea about some of those tools that you can use to narrow down your research and come up with better answers. One important aspect to using the internet for legal research is getting organized ahead of time. So before starting any research project on the internet, ask yourself the following questions. What are the sources needed? Are they online? Are they available elsewhere? Either way, what is the cost? How much time do you have to produce the results? And be aware that there are both fee-based and free services online. Most public documents such as statutes and cases are available to the public. If these documents are on the internet, they may be accessible through various websites. Let's take a look at a few. First of all, FindLaw. This is for legal professionals. It can be found at lp.findlaw.com. It provides access to a massive amount of legal information such as case law, codes, law reviews, and other legal materials. Justia, or justia.com, provides legal information such as case law, codes, law reviews, and other legal materials as well. It's a way to search for information about federal court cases and information about lawsuits recently filed in court. Next is the Law Library of Congress, which is loc.gov/law. It provides links to many domestic and foreign sources of law. It's a guide to law online, and it provides an annotated guide to legal resources, including a list of online law reviews. For matters regarding the U.S. Supreme Court, go to oyez.org. That's oye.org. The following two come from respected law schools around the country. One is the Legal Information Institute at Cornell University Law School. It's at law.cornell.edu. It provides legal documents, guide to legal citations, legal encyclopedias, and a dictionary of legal terms. That's a good one. Washburn University School of Law at washlaw.edu also provides easy access to certain categories of legal information. Check those two out. Let's talk briefly about a few other resources, specifically secondary sources of law. Many secondary sources of law, such as legal encyclopedias and treatises, are not free online. However, there are a number of law review articles that are published free on the internet. You can check out the Law Library of Congress and Justia. To find the most relevant books and websites for a subject, use Google Scholar. You can also look at Zimmerman's Research Guide, which is at law.lexisnexis.com. Supreme Court opinions are available at FindLaw, at the Cornell Law School website that we talked about earlier, and the Supreme Court's own website, which is supremecourtus.gov. For information about federal courts and cases they post, check the government site uscourts.gov, and you can also use FindLaw or Google Scholar. Some other resources: the Law Library Resource Exchange, llrx.com, which provides discussions or research guides relating to certain topics. It also provides up-to-date information on a wide range of internet research resources for legal professionals. And there's also various state resources available, such as the New York State Library, which is nysl.nysed.gov. And the Indiana University School of Law is helpful as well. Let's talk about some starting points for federal law. USA.gov has links to every branch of federal government. That's always a good starting point. The U.S. Government Printing Office, which is gpoaccess.gov, provides links to the Code of Federal Regulations, the Congressional Record, Federal Register, all bills introduced in Congress, the United States Code. Other government publications are also available there. The Library of Congress Thomas site, thomas.loc.gov, is a great one, along with the Department of Justice site, usdoj.gov. Federal legislative homepages can be helpful as well. The House of Representatives at the house.gov and the Senate at senate.gov both host virtual reference desks, which can be very helpful. Business information is available at the Commerce Department's website, commerce.gov. You can find information about patent and trademarks at USPTO, which stands for United States Patent and Trademark Office, uspto.gov. The Copyright Office at copyright.gov. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC.gov. Small Business Administration, SBAOnline.gov. Securities and Exchange Commission at SEC.gov, and FedStats at FedStats.gov. The dominant fee-based providers out there today are Lexis and Westlaw, and most legal researchers use Lexis and or Westlaw. They are comprehensive services and they are very user-friendly. Subscribers pay for the use of these services and they are expensive, but luckily here at Coastal Carolina Community College we do have free online access, so I highly encourage you to go and check that out. Subscribers access Westlaw and Lexis online. There's of course a password required, and searchers can locate documents by any means: citation, legal topic, case or party name, publication, word search. You can also use what's called Westlaw Next, which is a platform for searching designed sort of like Google or Yahoo. Here's an example of what the Westlaw Next portal looks like. There also are some alternatives to Lexis and Westlaw, and I'd like to talk about them briefly. First of all, let's take a look at PACER. This is the Public Access to Court Electronic Records. It's an easy-to-use internet service that allows users to obtain court cases and docket information from federal appeals, district, and bankruptcy courts. It contains the court opinions, and the chief purpose is to allow attorneys and other court personnel to view the documents filed in federal litigation. Next is FastCase at fastcase.com. It provides access to all Supreme Court decisions, federal appeals decisions back to 1924, and federal district court decisions back to 1932. Authority Check looks to see if a case is still good law and provides link to relevant cases. Lois Law has large federal and state case, statutory, and regulatory databases. It also allows subscribers to access specialized databases of secondary sources. It uses a keywords in context for topical searches, which highlights the keywords in your search documents. It features Global Cite, which is a research citation tool, and LawWatch, which is a feature that tracks trends in areas you've identified as important to you. CaseMaker is provided by state bar associations to their members. It's casemaker.com. Provides essentially the same service, the same set of federal and state case reports, statutes, and regulations as most other services. In some states it provides state-specific documents such as opinions of attorneys, the attorneys general, jury instructions, linked to court forms, local federal rules, and other helpful materials. Versus Law is a low-cost service that includes Supreme Court and U.S. Court of Appeals cases and current federal district court cases. It also has state appellate court cases and cases of some specialized courts. Higher-level subscription plans include the U.S. Code and the Code of Federal Regulations and provide added search features. It has limited access to publications that are not in the public domain. Finally, Google Scholar. This is a free service provided by Google, and it runs a basic keyword search on state and federal case law. Searches a limited number of law reviews and journals out there. Be sure to select the link for Advanced Scholar Search, which allows access to a full range of search features offered by Google Scholar. Now that we've gone over some of the tools available, let's talk about conducting your online research. Of course, your goal is to find accurate, up-to-date information in a minimum amount of time. So you need to plan ahead, and you need to use various research strategies in order to achieve your goals. First of all, let's talk about planning ahead. Plan your research before you get online. Know what you're seeking. Outline your objectives clearly, and be sure you understand your goals. You may need to know the reason behind the research or how the results will be used in order to effectively do that research. Your starting points. Use your online directories or some of the guides we discussed earlier. Use a search engine to compile a list of websites containing keywords. You may need to try several different searches or search in different ways. Keep track of the websites you visit. Remember, you can mark sites as a favorite or use a bookmark feature on your browser if you find one you like. Once you start finding information, remember that you need to consider the reliability and the credibility of what you have found. Think about primary sources, company websites, experts, persons with first-hand knowledge, and publicly filed documents. Also secondary sources, their books and periodicals and their online equivalents. Tertiary sources or third-level sources, or is anything else you can find out there. Find and interpret primary sources before you begin forming conclusions based on secondary or even tertiary sources, and be aware of whether a source is reputable. Also, make sure your information is up to date. You need to confirm that your research results represent the most recent data. Stuff stays out on the internet forever. Use news sites, news search features, corporate press releases, newsletters, and bulletins to make sure that what you're looking at is up to date. Finally, let's talk about locating people and investigating companies. If you want to find people, broad searches are best. Start with Yahoo, Bing, Dogpile, Google, and phone book sites. Narrow the searches using professional directories and staff directories. You can use specialty search tools like business license directories, election contributions, adoptions, genealogical sites, and tax assessor databases. There are some fee-based searches out there. They're commercial. You can use your social security numbers, public records, and things like that. Finally, investigating companies. Finding company names and addresses can be done on pages like superpages.com, switchboards.com, whois.com. And uncovering detailed information about companies can be done on their websites or on government agency sites. There's also additional sources you may want to look at: corporateinformation.com, Brint, BRINT.com, and hoovers.com. The bottom line is today's legal professionals can access a vast amount of information using the internet, and a great deal of legal information, especially public documents such as statutes and cases, they're accessible free through the internet. For serious legal research, legal professionals often use online commercial research services such as Lexis and Westlaw. But keep in mind that there are less expensive and comprehensive research alternatives, and a lot of those are becoming more popular. Keep in mind the alternative programs that we talked about and the idea that some of those may be adequate without having to get online and really ring up some charges on those pay databases. But the bottom line is that paralegals must learn to become proficient in conducting extensive research as efficiently as possible. I really hope this short lecture has been helpful.